Here at Q1043. Donald Trump is on the phone. Are you ready to hear your welcome back song?
I am.
Here we go.
Welcome back. The season's big, there's no doubt. Welcome back. Donald Trump is the guy that I sing about. Well, the names have all changed 'cause this time around it's celebrities we're watching duke it out. We wrote a song to greet ya. It's pretty hard to beat ya. Yeah, we like him a lot. Donald Trump is a big shot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
And we welcome back The Apprentice.
Well, that's great. That's very nice.
It's Celebrity Apprentice. And tell us how you did the first week.
Well, the ratings were very good. The show was the number one. It won the entire evening, and it's one of the top 2 or 3 shows of the week, I just heard. So it's been a really great success. People like the formula, and they like the fact that it's been off. You know, NBC put it on 3 times in one season, and that's ridiculous, frankly. And
the time was being switched around.
And they switched the time, and they put Martha on, which was a total disaster. You know, they had The Apprentice with Martha. That thing bombed like a dog, and that was, you know, it was hurtful from the standpoint of the show, I think. And a lot of people got very upset. A lot of The Apprentice aficionados got very upset over that, and you know, they had a right to be. But they put it on 3 times in 1 year, and also Martha. So it was too much. And you know, the other thing was really moving it to Sunday night from Thursday. So they moved it back to Thursday. They gave it a little rest, and it turned out to be a monster. So that's cool.
Yeah, I just heard the commercial for it a little while ago. We just had the commercial for it here on our show, and they talked about it as the first breakout hit of the year.
Right. That's what they call it. So that's good. So I like it. I like being a television star. You know, real estate's fun. But and maybe you make a little more money with the real estate. But to be honest, there's something very cool about television. Right?
I know you like being a television star.
Well, you liked being on the show. I mean, there's something very good. It's like being a radio star, but except they see you.
I liked being on the show. I was on an Apprentice finale.
That's right.
And hey, I was on the Sopranos finale, but nobody saw me.
Right.
I was too.
I'm the finale man.
That's right. You were on, or you were mentioned?
No, I was. I started it. The very first
That's
words
right.
heard
That's
were
right.
me.
Yeah.
It was Tony woke up to the radio, and it was our show.
Well, I was on also, which was I was watching, and the kid wanted to work for me.
Mm-hmm.
And the father said that Donald wouldn't put up with that kind of crap. So I was sort of saying that, therefore, Tony Soprano thinks that I'm much tougher than him. I don't know. That's a pretty good honor, right?
Yes, that was great. But I know you like TV.
I don't mind it.
Do people that you work with in your everyday life, you know, because you are basically in the real estate business, what do they think about it? Do they get a kick out of it, or do they think
they can't believe
it? Or
it?
do they think you're a little nutty?
Well, the real estate stuff, you know, the real estate guys, I have different lives, and my life is real estate, and that's what I do. And, you know, then a couple of years ago I did The Apprentice, and it was more than a couple of years ago now. It's actually, you brought out very correctly, it literally exactly from 2 days ago, 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, this television show became so successful, and, you know, they just get a kick. They don't get it, and they don't understand how it could have happened. And, you know, they wouldn't be inclined to do it, but they wouldn't be good at it. And it's sort of funny within the real estate industry, but real estate's the thing I really like the best.
Well, who was that guy that tried to do an Apprentice clone, the other rich guy, and it totally failed?
Well, Mark Cuban tried, and it failed very badly. It was taken off the air. And a number of people, Richard Branson also tried, Tommy Hilfiger tried, Martha tried. You know, many people. There have been 15 copies of The Apprentice, Jim.
Now, there are official apprentices in other parts of the world, right?
That's right. Well, some are me, and when it's a different language, they use the Donald Trump of that area. And some have done well. In England, it's done okay.
Now, in England, is it you?
No, it's a different person. It's an Englishman who's a successful guy.
But it's still, but it all is connected with you and your company.
Yeah, they go through us. We license them.
Yeah, so
Mark Burnett and I own it.
So you get paid.
You get the money.
That's right. We get paid.
Wow.
That's right. I think we're in 88 different
Wheelbarrows of cash are always presented to the people who already have wheelbarrows of cash.
Well, it's sort of a strange thing, but who would have thought this was going to happen? We're in many, many countries, and you know, again, some were like in China and other places, they obviously can't use Donald Trump so easily.
Right.
Although the original one was Trump with interpreters and, you know, with the underneath. And it did very nicely. So it's been just an amazing, crazy thing that I got involved in.
So who was the first? These are all celebrities this year. And who was the first one fired? Tiffany
Fallon. She's a Playmate of the Year. She is the Playmate of the Year.
I can't believe you did that.
Why did you
Well,
fire
I did
the
it.
Playmate of the Year as your first
I can't
firing?
believe
I know, that's unusual. Most people would have said she would have been the winner.
Right.
The fact is that, she was a wonderful person, but it's a tough deal. And she had to go against Omarosa. And as one of the folks said, I think it was probably Gene Simmons said, she's toast, when they watched those two debating each other. He also said, or one of them said, that you just can't kill Omarosa. She's like a cockroach. These are wonderful statements.
Well, the task last week was to raise money for charity, right?
Correct.
By selling hot dogs?
That's correct, by selling hot dogs. And Michael Bloomberg, our mayor, who's a great guy, was on, and he was sampling the hot dogs. It was an amazing show. It was a great show. And
Now,
I'll tell you what, the shows get better and better.
But didn't Gene Simmons on his own raise more money than the entire other team?
That's right. Gene Simmons did something that was very unique, and he called a few rich friends and said, do me a favor, buy a $5,000 hot dog. And they said, okay, what are you doing? What are you talking about? But the answer is okay.
So smart.
So Gene Simmons actually was very imaginative.
Well,
And
Hugh
Piers
Hefner's rich, isn't he?
Hugh Hefner, that's why I fired her. I said, why didn't you call Hugh Hefner? And Hugh Hefner would have contributed.
Well, why
He's a friend
didn't she?
of mine. Call Hugh Hefner.
Why didn't she?
Well, because that's why she got fired. She didn't.
She said she was waiting. She didn't want to,
But she said she was waiting for the right moment to call him. I said, well, the right moment is gone because you're out of here, So she really was wonderful and a wonderful person, but you have to be a very tough person to be on this show. It's really tough.
Well, you have Gene Simmons, Carol Alt.
And she's really tough.
Lennox Lewis, Tito Ortiz, Mary Lou Henner, and, Nadia Comaneci, the ice skating, Jenny Finch, the greatest softball player ever. We have Vinny.
When you see those women's softball players, isn't that intimidating?
Unbelievable.
Isn't that scary?
Well, she's like 6'2", and she throws a ball at 80 miles an hour.
I know, when you see those softballs
they're
pitched,
amazing.
I mean, it's just awesome.
Well, she's the best pitcher in history, too. She's the number one. She'd go around with a team of 3 girls and beat men's teams, because they couldn't hit her.
Wow.
They'd have, like, a shortstop.
And an outfielder.
And a first baseman.
Yeah, or
one
a first
outfielder
baseman,
and a catcher, I guess. And you can't hit her, so she'd win all these games.
And you have Stephen Baldwin.
Right, Stephen Baldwin was amazing on the show.
And Trace Adkins and Vinny Pastore.
Right.
I was a guest on his show last night. He has a show, and I was a guest on his show.
Oh, really?
Night. Yeah, he's a great guy.
You're talking about Vinny?
Yeah.
Vinny's great, and Vinny really becomes a character on the show. I'll tell you, it's amazing what happens with Vinny. I mean, amazing.
Well, what's the task going to be tonight?
Well, I don't even, you know what? I can't tell you exactly because I'm not allowed to.
Right, okay. You're not allowed to say anything.
I would love to tell you, but I'm not allowed to talk about the show.
All right, I get it.
I can tell you it's even better than last week, and each show gets progressively meaner. The interesting thing, Jim, is that these people, they're celebrities. A lot of them are big, heavyweight champions and stuff. And I wasn't sure when we first came up with the idea of celebrity, I wasn't sure whether or not it was like they were going to be competitive. They were going to really try. I thought they'd be in here and maybe just say, oh, look, this is fun. And they're raising, potentially millions of dollars for their charity.
Well,
and it turned out that they were more competitive than even the kids.
I've given you good advice.
Right.
I told you, we're frank with one another.
Right, absolutely.
I told you, I didn't think L.A. was going to be a big deal.
That's right.
When you told me about the celebrities, I thought that would be the pump in the arm the show needs.
Yeah. Well, I didn't like L.A. I mean, they had me driving. I mean, that was a decision made by people in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. But they had me driving down the middle of Rodeo Drive in an open Rolls-Royce with sunglasses on. I said, this is not me. Put me back on Wall Street, please, immediately.
Okay, speaking of you,
yes.
There's speculation that you're in the running to take over Tavern on the Green, one of our great landmarks in New York City. Is there any truth to that?
Well, I'll look at it. I'll take a look at it. It's it's a little bit sad. Warner Leroy was a great friend of mine, but it's gone down, pretty much. And I'll take a take a look at it.
Because they are looking for a new operator, right?
You know, I have the Wallman Rink right next door, which really does tremendous business.
Yeah, we know about the Wallman Rink.
And the Wallman Rink is like just fantastic and does a great job, and I do a great job with it. You know, we run it really well. People love it. It's like a mixer. It's like everyone meets there. And
it's just Tavern on the Green. It's a beautiful place for, I mean, just to go to dinner, it's a beautiful place, but it's also a great place for weddings, parties.
Oh, that's great. And you hook that up with a Wallman Rink and what you could do with those two things, I mean, it would be fantastic. So, yeah, we'll take you to look at it. I don't know if I'm looking seriously at it, but we're certainly going to look at it.
Okay, well, Donald Trump.
Oh, actually, I want to know if you're going to